What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Trey here with you today. I hope you guys are having a great start to the week. Today is Monday. Yeah, Sunday scaries, chase them away. It's time to get back to it. And we are on episode number 53 of the JuiceBox. We'll be breaking down the MLB today and the short slate that we have on this Monday. But before we get to that, let me give you a quick reminder that you can join our premium tier Discord, wap.com/LockCity for just $5 a month. This will get you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of sports-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. That's wap.com/LockCity. Get instant access for just 16 cents a day. If you are in Lock City or you're checking us out, a little programming note about me. My channel has updated. It's no longer the First Pitch Lab, going through a mini rebrand over the weekend. You'll now find my channel under Trey's Plays. It's more than just first pitch picks. It's volleyball at college, professional, and Olympic level coverage. It is NFL during football season, and occasionally a little bit of everything else if I'm feeling spicy and trying to mix it up. So I wanted to have a little bit of kind of a broader coverage name that didn't narrow me down to just first pitch quite as much. That doesn't mean that I'm staying away from first pitch. It just means that when I say I'm in the first pitch lab, that means I'm doing my research. So again, you can find me under Trey's Plays. Also, that rebrand extended to my Twitter and other social media accounts. So you can find me at Trey's Plays _ on X. One of my goals for 2025 is to be a little bit more present on my social media accounts in the kind of gambling space. So we'll see how that goes. And if you can help me make that a goal, that'd be great. The more interaction I get, the easier it is for me to put some time into that. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Sunday recap here. The Orioles lose to the Tigers. They get shut out 7-0. Skubal was lights out. Not much more to say there. The Mets lose to the Nationals 8-7. 2 runs get put on the board there in the 9th inning. The Washington Nationals walk it off. The Yankees win 11-2 over the Blue Jays. Max Fried 5-0. 1.43 ERA to start the year. Kevin Gausman gets ejected, and to add insult to injury, trips down the stairs as he gets ejected in the first part of that doubleheader. In game 2 of the doubleheader, the Yankees pick up win number 2 on the day, 5-1 win there in that one. The Red Sox win 13-3 over the Guardians. Bello picking up his second win. He's sitting at a 3.27 ERA on the year. The Twins shut out the Angels 5-0 in that one. Jose Soriano picking up his 4th loss of the year. He's now 2-4 with a 4.5 ERA. The Astros best the Royals 7-3. Hunter Brown picking up the win. He's now 4-1 with a 1.22 ERA. He only allowed, I believe, just 1 run in this game. And Chris Bubic slides to 2-2 with a 2.25 ERA. Tough to imagine that you can have a 2.25 ERA and not have more wins than that. But the run support has really just been a little bit rough there for the Royals this year. The Brewers win 7-1 over the Cardinals. Jose Quintana now 4-0 with a 1.14 ERA. He's looking good for Milwaukee. The Reds take down the Rockies 8-1. Lodolo picking up his 3rd win on the year. He's 3-2 with 2.25 ERA. The Rangers lose to the Giants. The Giants get their 19th win on the season, and they do that with a score of 3-2, despite having only 5 hits to the Rangers' 10. The Rangers did have 3 errors in the game, and most of them, I believe, came on the final play. Check it out online. It is a Little League home run of sorts where they are just throwing the ball all over the field, and Helio Ramos is absolutely gassed after running all the way around the bases on that one. The Athletics beat the White Sox 3-2. The Athletics are 500 at this point in the season. The Pirates lose to the Dodgers 9-2. Falter picking up his 3rd loss of the year. He's 1-3 with a 5.93 ERA. He has not been doing very well so far for the Pirates. The Rays beat the Padres 4-2, and that is a sweep in that series, a surprising one at that. The Padres were absolutely awesome at home to start the year, and then they get swept by the Rays in this series. Zach Littell picking up his 1st win of the year, and Randy Vasquez picking up his 3rd loss in that one. The D-backs beat the Braves 6-4. This got started early for Arizona. They scored again in the first, leadoff triple for Corbin Carroll, and then he gets knocked in right away. They are just really on fire there at the top of the lineup and producing a lot of runs. The Marlins and the Mariners. Mariners win this one 7-6, despite a late surge in the eighth with 3 runs coming from the Marlins. Meyer picks up his 3rd loss of the year. He is now 2-3 with a 3.18 ERA. For the Mariners, Cal Raleigh and J.P. Crawford going deep in this one. So a nice day for the Mariners. Phillies take one from the Cubs. 3-1 win here for the Phillies on the road. This Sunday Night Baseball did bring us some free extra baseball in this one. This game went to the 10th, but the Phillies pushed 2 across there and were able to take the 3-1 win over the Cubs in Wrigley. All right, so that was our Sunday wrap-up. It's now time to turn our attention towards the Monday slate, April 28th. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about my favorite research tool for MLB, Daily Sheets. Daily Sheets is a research platform allowing you to break down top sports such as MLB, NBA, various soccer leagues, tennis, and professional volleyball here in the U.S., giving you comprehensive data, clean, updated designs, and consistent daily updates, including top props and full game breakdowns across all of these leagues. I'll be checking out sheet.today/MLB to take a look at today's MLB coverage. Again, you can check out Daily Sheets at sheet.today/MLB to break down the MLB coverage. All right, let's dive right on in here. 4:05 start. We have the Mets at the Nationals. Total here is set at 9.5. On the mound, Griffin Canning for the Mets and Trevor Williams for the Nationals. Trevor Williams has struggled to start the year, sporting just a 5.11 ERA. Griffin Canning is sitting at an average 3.12 ERA so far this year. Looking at the lineup history, there's certainly a lot more green next to the names for Griffin Canning's matchups. The Nationals have seen him well in the 2 or 3 games that some of these players have seen him. One of the names jumping off the list here, James Wood, is 2 for 3 with a home run against him as well. And that pops off because James Wood has been really hitting with some power recently. He's on a 3-game hit and total base streak. Other streaks going on for the Nats. C.J. Abrams is on a 3-game hit streak. Luis Garcia on a 4-game hit, 3-game total base streak. And Dylan Cruz is on a 3-game hit and total base streak. On the Mets side, Mark Vientos and Francisco Alvarez might be the 2 hottest bats in the lineup right now. Both of those guys are on 5-game hit streaks. Jeff McNeil is on a quiet 3-game hit and total base streak as well. 6:10 start in Cleveland. Total in this game is set at 8. And the Guardians are minus 130 favorites here at home versus the Twins. On the mound for the Twins, Bailey Ober, and on the mound for the Guardians, Gavin Williams. Ober struggled early to start this year, but he settled in just a little bit. And Gavin Williams has been off to a halfway decent start with a 4.15 ERA. The lineup history here for the Guardians versus Ober is not super bright. Only 2 guys lighting up with positive matchups, Nolan Jones and Jose Ramirez. Ramirez is 6 for 19 with a home run. But some of the other names that are popping off the list here, Bray and Rocchio, Bo Naylor, both having some trouble versus Ober in the past, and both of them racking up some strikeouts. 5 strikeouts for Rocchio in 8 plate appearances, and 4 for Bo in 6 plate appearances. On the other side, not a lot of matchup history versus Gavin Williams, but Brian Buxton and Ryan Jeffers both have 2 hits each, and they're limited at-bats there. Looking at some current streaks, Stephen Kwan is on a red-hot 10-game hitting streak. Angel Martinez is on an 8-game hit and total base streak. On the other side, some small hit streaks for the Twins, Carlos Correa and Trevor Larnach, both on 3-game hit streaks. Ty France and Ryan Jeffers, both on 2-game hit and total base streaks each. The Yankees are at the Orioles in Baltimore. The total in this game is set at 10. First pitch is 6:35, and the Yankees are road favorites here at minus 122. On the mound for the Yankees is Will Warren, and on the mound for the Orioles, Tomoyuki Sagano, making his now 6th start as an Oriole. Will Warren has gotten off to a pretty decent start for the year, but he has given up some runs. Thankfully, he has an offense that gives some run support. He has an ERA of 4.79 to start the year. Tomoyuki Sagano has been working that ERA down and is down to just 3.54 with a whip of 1.14. He does not walk a lot of batters, but he also does not strike out very many batters. This is going to come down to what team gets the bat to the ball, and the way the Orioles have been playing, I really think it's tough to put money on them right now, though they do hit right-handed pitching better, or at least they're supposed to. There's not a lot of lineup history at all here in this matchup. Neither team has faced the opposing pitchers here, so we have to go based on what we know. For my money, I'm going to stay away. As an Orioles fan, I'm not ready to go full fade and start making money off of having to watch them yet. At the same time, yeah, you probably should be putting your money on the Yanks here. Elsewhere, 6:40 start in Cincinnati. The Cardinals are at the Reds. The total in this game is 8.5, and the Reds are minus 120 favorites. On the mound for the Cardinals, Andre Palante, and on the Reds bump, we got Nick Martinez. Palante has shut down a good portion of this Reds lineup. The only bright spots, Spencer Steer and Jake Fraley, have some limited success against him, hitting roughly 300. On the other side, against Nick Martinez, the Cardinals have a little bit of success here versus him, but only in a few spots. Wilson Contreras, Nolan Gorman, and Brendan Donovan are the only ones able to get a hit off of Nick Martinez in their limited appearances there. Brendan Donovan might be a bright spot. He's 3 for 4 with a home run there and a walk. In terms of streaks, let's go back to the Cardinals and Brendan Donovan. He's on a 5-game hit, 3-game total base streak. Wilson Contreras is on a 9-game hit streak. On the other side, for the Reds, Spencer Steer is on a 4-game hit streak. Elly De La Cruz is on an 11-game hit streak. Austin Hayes, 3-game hit streak. Gavin Lux, 11-game hit streak. So some hot bats in that Reds lineup there. 8:05 start in Texas. The Rangers host the Athletics. On the mound for the Athletics, J.P. Sears and Patrick Corbin for the Rangers. Two lefties going in this one. I expect this one to be a pretty good run total. The total in this one is set at 9, 8.5, depending on where you're looking. And it's pretty much even split on the money line. It's going to be a matter of who shows up, I think, on the mound. J.P. Sears has looked good to start the year, 3.21 ERA, and he's been able to go the distance in a lot of innings, saving this Athletics bullpen. Patrick Corbin has looked like Superman, or maybe you'd say Spider-Man, after his spider bite 2 starts ago. He's looked really good as well, and this will not be Fade Patrick Corbin Day like we've done in the past. Interesting enough, some names here at the bottom of the Athletics history, right, that have not had success versus Patrick Corbin. Tyler Soderstrom, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Jacob Wilson, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. On the other side, Kevin Pillar jumps out as a name who's had some success versus J.P. Sears. He's 5 for 10 with a homer. Jonah Heim, 4 for 15 with a home run as well. So, again, going to be looking to see who can get the bat to the ball in that one. I do expect some offense there. The Tigers are at the Astros. This is an 8-10 start in Houston. The Tigers are minus 112 favorites, and the total here is just 7.5. Jack Flaherty on the mound versus Ronel Blanco for the Astros. Flaherty has done a pretty good job of shutting down these Astro bats in the past. The only bright spots, Mauricio Dubon is 5 for 9, and Isaac Paredes is 2 for 5. Other than that, a lot of 1-fers and 0-fers there at the bottom of the lineup, and some strikeouts racking up as well. Ronel Blanco on the other side has shut down a good portion of this Tigers offense as well the first time that he saw them. But he has struggled this year. He's sporting a 5.01 ERA and a whip of almost 1.4. So he is somebody to look at here. If these Tiger bats can get hot, they might do some damage against him today. Kerry Carpenter is 1 for 2 against him in the one game that the Tigers have seen Blanco. 8:40 start in Colorado. The Braves are at the Rockies. The total in this game is 10.5, which is just about what you'd expect for halfway decent weather at Coors Field. The Braves are minus 175 road favorites in this one. They have Bryce Elder on the mound, who's sporting a 5.57 ERA to start the year. He's given up a lot of runs versus Ryan Feltner, who's kind of pitched probably a little bit better than expected. He's sporting just a 3.86 ERA, and hats off to him. The problem is the Rockies just have not been able to really produce the runs that you would hope for, and it's going to be tough to back the Rockies here, even with Bryce Elder on the mound, knowing that he has struggled this year. Some interesting lineup histories here to maybe keep an eye on, especially at Coors Field. We like to look for home runs. Ryan McMahon is 2 for 4 with a homer against Bryce Elder. Ozzie Albies, 2 for 4 with a homer off of Feltner. Austin Riley, 2 for 5 with a homer off Feltner. Matt Olson is only 1 for 5, but he's also put one out. Final game of the night, Miami Marlins at the Dodgers, 10-10 start in LA. Total in this one is 8.5 to 9. The Dodgers are heavy favorites in this one, minus 340 on the money line, minus 155 on the 1.5 run line. Dustin May on the mound for the Dodgers. He's been off to a pretty good start this year, but did struggle a little bit in his last start. Edward Cabrera on the mound for the Marlins. He's given up pretty good chunk of runs as well in his couple starts with a 6.14 ERA. Max Muncy, Conforto, both have taken Cabrera deep in their limited history and have a few hits against him as well. Max Muncy is 3 for 6 and Conforto is 4 for 10. Otani, 2 for 5. The rest of the lineup, not a lot of damage here versus Cabrera. And in terms of the Marlins, no one has faced Dustin May, so nothing to talk about there. All right, that's a good preview of today's slate. That brings us to our next segment, and my favorite part, where we go ahead and take a look at our JuiceBox Lock of the day, our pick of the day for the pod here. For our play today, we're going to go ahead and do a little two-leg hit parlay. James Wood on the Nats to get a hit, and Brendan Donovan on the Cardinals to get a hit. We have James Wood projected for 0.93 hits, well over that 0.05 mark. He's on a 3-game hit streak and has 3 hits versus Griffin Canning in his short history. And for the Cardinals, man, Brendan Donovan, he's just been hot all year. 5 hits in the last, or 5-game hit streak in the last 5 games rather. And against Nick Martinez, he is 3 for 4. So go ahead and lock that in. I'm also going to sprinkle a James Wood home run here and a Brendan Donovan home run. I'm going to play him straight and as a little 2-leg parlay. Let's go ahead and try to start the week well. Alrighty, folks, this is Trey signing off. Oh, hit me up with a follow on X. That'd be great. @TreysPlay_. @TreysPlay_. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Peace.